Hi, welcome to This Epic Disaster.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
How is everyone?
How is everyone? Tell us right now. How are you?
Everybody at the same time talk and tell us how you are, how you is. My mic sounds, well, did I turn something really
Did
far
you turn something
down?
off?
I think I turned my headphones down last week. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did. I turned them down and I was just like, I'm going to wonder what happened to my headphones. Did I just turn yours up?
No. Mine are fine.
Test. Oh, there we go.
Yours are up.
That was my headphones. All right, we should have done that technical stuff before we started, but
we didn't.
But we did it.
And it's okay.
That is okay. I would say live beer review. Let's just go into a live beer review.
Jump in.
So today we have a special beer that's an international kind of beer.
It's from Kenya.
Kenya. Now I'm wondering will we run faster if we drink this beer?
That was horrifically stereotypical.
No, it's true. If you look at like the Boston Marathon,
Yeah.
it's every year Kenyan. They're fast. They run fast.
So today what we're having.
They practice. They're fast runners. They like
They're
to run
just fast runners.
It's just like Russians.
Yeah.
Good in gymnasts. They're great gymnasts. Americans, hockey. Basketball.
That would be Canada.
Basketball. Well, we Americans win the cup sometimes. Basketball.
Yeah.
Let's say Americans basketball.
Yeah.
Kenyans are great runners.
Yeah.
That's just their sport. They like it. I'm not saying anything other than the fact that that's what they concentrate on. They like to run.
Okay.
Running.
So I don't know that this will make us any faster.
They like to run.
But what we're drinking today is called Tusker. It's got, sorry. I should share the opener with you.
Tusker.
It's Tusker. It's got a picture of an elephant with tusks on the front. And it says finest quality lager. It's 4.2% alcohol by volume. So there's not anything super special, but it looks pretty.
It smells good.
So this is what it says. Tusker, together forever. Together forever. When you open a bottle of Tusker, you are joining the world in celebrating one of Africa's great original beers. Tusker has been brewed with care, craft, and love since 1922. Wow. Every crisp, clean mouthful summons up the taste, sunshine, and love of life of its African roots.
Okay.
So let's try her.
It doesn't taste like an elephant.
I hope not.
It smells good. I like it.
Oh, it does smell yummy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
yummy.
That's just a beer.
It's just a beer.
It's a beer.
It's just a lager, and it's yummy.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you what we think of that at the end of the show. We'll give it a rating. Jax will be happy about that.
Who did Together Forever? Together forever, forever, it's true. We'll be together forever with you. Something like that.
Isn't that Rick?
Yeah. Yes.
Rick
Rolled.
Yes.
Rick Astley.
That's it.
I was thinking, because I was doing some work in the gallery, and I had 80s music on.
Uh-huh.
And the Rick Astley song came on.
Yep.
Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. And I thought, what kind of pressure that dude put on himself.
Right.
I don't know his history. Is he still married to the same person? Because if he's not, somebody's giving him crap about it.
Mm-hmm. You
said you were going to be there forever.
You'd never give me up.
Yeah.
You'd never let me go.
He has to be married to the first person that he was with after he wrote that song. If not, his life is screwed up.
That's right.
Somebody needs to do a little bit of research.
I think so.
I bet he did. And did he fool around? Can you imagine being the girl, like the groupie at a Rick Astley show, going up to him and is like, hey, Rick, I really like you. I think I'd like to go to a hotel with you. And he's like, no, I'm never going to give her up.
Did you not hear my song?
Never going to let her down.
That's right.
Never going to run around
and
or desert her.
You. That's right.
Or have dessert with her.
No, not either.
But you know that, and I wonder if he did, because there are women now who are just like, oh, I could tell you about that song.
That's right.
I know there are some extra verses that go to that song.
Never gonna give you up unless, of course, something else comes along. That's what we'll do.
You're wearing a really tight shirt after the show.
Right. Mm-hmm. Then I'll let you down.
Okay.
That's when I'll let you down. Should we play a game?
Do you want to play a game? We want to talk. Game, talk. Talk, game. Which do we do?
Which would you rather?
All right, let's do that. Would
All
you
right.
rather? We'll go into the would you rather.
I'm going to read first. You throw a stone.
Would you rather? We play a game of would you rather every thing. We're getting this out of the way, and then we're going to chat. I hope you don't mind. So we do this every show. Would you rather? We throw a color stone, and then the color coordinates with a question, and then we'll tell which we would rather do.
You tell me which end I'm supposed to be pulling a card
You
from.
always pull the front, the question end right there.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we screwed it up last week.
I didn't. You did.
I did.
I'm
That was
feeling-
me.
Man, green is burning my hand.
You're not psychic,
Green.
Rick. It's blue. Oh my God, this is ridiculous, stupid question.
They're all ridiculous, stupid questions.
So blue is appearance and embarrassment. So would you rather have a see-through nose
Ooh.
or entirely white eyeballs?
Ooh, that one.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. Especially if I could see through it. That'd be
Right.
awesome. I'd be creeped out. Yeah.
But if you had a see-through nose, people would
No,
be
I don't want that.
looking into your
I don't want that.
into your
That's
sinuses.
disgusting, yeah.
Yeah, no.
You could actually become rich and very wealthy if you have all solid white eyes.
How?
If you, because I mean, you would be in movies and all kinds of stuff. Everybody'd be like, "That's the guy with the crazy eyes."
But what if you weren't a good actor?
It doesn't matter. People just like to see that.
They just want your face?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd be like a sideshow freak.
Okay. I could do that.
The man with no eyes.
That was
He's
awesome.
real. He's
real.
alive. I used to stand out front of I would go to the fair and I would just stand at the sideshows.
Yeah.
That was what they would always say. That was their little tag show. He's real. He's alive.
That sounds like the 1940s, though.
The Turtle Boy.
The
I know, but
Turtle
that's
Boy.
It was always in a little loudspeaker megaphone, and it was like cheap. So yeah, you talk like this.
What were they called? The people that did those?
The barkers.
Barkers.
Yeah, I actually my uncle was a barker.
Really?
Yeah, he used to do that. I was standing there and watching him doing it.
At where?
Just fairs. He would travel
Different
around fairs.
fairs?
Yeah,
He was a carny?
sort of. Yeah,
Interesting.
he just did it for the money. He had a great voice.
Yeah.
He didn't talk like this though. He had like a kind of a really low, Barry White voice. Probably got laid a lot.
I bet he did.
I never asked him.
I would lay somebody with a Barry White voice.
Uncle John, did you get laid a lot?
John's like, All right, it's my turn, and I'm dropping a green stone.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I told
sure.
you would.
And you're going to read me a question.
I'm getting the question right now. All right, here we go. Green is ethics and intellect.
I have some of those things.
It's really debatable. All right. Would you rather if deaf be only able to read lips or only able to use sign language? So you can do one of the two,
But not both.
but you can't do both.
I think that most people do not know sign language, so I would rather be able to read lips.
I kind of would want to do that.
Because if I'm able to read lips, I can get through my day
Yeah.
without even having to tell people I'm deaf.
Yeah, because very rarely do people. Are you
Not that I would be ashamed of that.
very
or anything.
rarely are you reading sign language where someone's not facing you?
Right.
Although some people who use the sign language don't actually talk, so that you couldn't read their lips. But the lip reading thing. So I was watching like an ID channel show, and they were doing this investigation, and so they were trying to. Somebody was. I know what it was. They were trying to figure out if a cop read someone their Miranda rights, and that person said the cop didn't do it. And
Right.
the cops swore that they did.
Right.
They had a videotape, and you couldn't hear it on the videotape.
Ah.
So they actually hired a lip reader
Yep.
to watch it and tell if the cop did the Miranda rights. So that's what I think would be cool, is because you could be at a restaurant sitting at a table, and you can look all the way across the room, and you can tell what's going on in the conversation.
Exactly. As long as they're within view.
I mean, not that that's necessarily interesting, but it might
it's
be.
fun to spy on people.
Like, that person, they're hiring a murderer right now. Look. And then you can call the cops.
You could call the cops and tell them. I mean, you could have somebody else call the cops because you wouldn't be able to hear them on the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So What are we doing tonight? We're grilling out. That's what we're gonna.
We're gonna do some grilling out. We got some guests over. You're a guest. So here's the thing. Sometimes guests, you have guests come over to your house, right? And they just come in. So like in your case, you got a key to my house.
Yep.
And sometimes you just walk right in.
I do.
You bring your dog.
Yep.
And you just come in and you play with my dog, and you just sit there and wait for us to show up. Something like we might be at the grocery store,
or just running late, or whatever.
We're running late, and then you just come. You'll come in the house and you'll just hang out,
make a drink, have a seat.
Those days may be over.
Possibly.
Could be no longer happening.
Might possibly be. Yes.
So we had a little incident today.
I had an incident.
Yes. As people might know, especially if they listen to the last, show or two, I think. I have a new puppy.
Yeah. Well, he's not a puppy. He's a dog.
4 years old. He's a dog. Lewis. And Lewis.
Sir Lewis Cheese.
Sir Lewis Cheddar.
Louis Cheese.
Or Louis Cheese. Or Joe Biden. I call him Joe Biden sometimes.
Yeah, well, you should call him that today.
Lewis is a biter. He will bite you. He's getting better at not biting. But when we first got it, he bit the crap out of my wife's hand. I mean, drew blood. It was hard.
Yeah.
But that was her fault. She was trying to take away his little toy.
She even said she got cocky because it had been a few days and she thought he was doing really well, and she reached down to grab his toy.
You don't do that.
He was like, "Nope, that's my toy."
So he's a little bit unpredictable, but he's certainly getting better. Now you had an incident with our good friend Lewis today.
I did. So I got here about 10 after 5, and I told you I was coming around 5, and I saw Maria's car outside. So I knocked.
She was here.
Yeah, so I knocked because, I don't like to walk in if I know y'all are here because I don't know what I'll be walking into.
Oh, we'll be naked. Sure.
Of
We're
course.
always naked.
Always, yeah. And so I knocked, and the dogs started barking. Your dogs started barking. Toffee was just, my dog was just wanting to get in the house. And nobody answered. And so I went ahead and just used my key, and I came in. And last time I came in without you guys here, when you had Lewis, he was in his pen.
Yes, and that's how we normally keep him in the pen. But we had guests, and we did a little cleanup, and I was just like, should we set this up or not? Because I knew your dog was coming over, and I know that Lewis is going to want to play. And so we were just like, yeah, let's just keep it. Let's not set the pen up.
Keep it free so that there's more room for the dogs to play.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But when I walked in, I was not expecting Lewis to not be in his pen.
Right.
And he wasn't. And I thought, well, I'll just come in, and I tried to stop them from barking because they were barking.
Yeah.
Lewis mostly. Keely, once she saw it was me, stopped barking.
Yeah, she just pants a lot.
Yeah. Hi.
And jumped up and down.
And that was not the reaction I got from Lewis. I was able to get my dog in the house, and I was able to come in and shut the door and hang up her leash and my keys and stuff. Yeah. But Lewis would not stop barking.
That's Lewis.
And I said no, and I was very stern. No barking, stop barking, no, all those things. Yeah. And I turned around and he bit me.
Yeah.
On the back of my leg, on the back of my thigh.
And you're suing us.
Yes. No.
Lawsuit.
No, I'm not going to sue you.
You sue Lewis.
I'll sue Sir Cheddar.
Lewis Cheddar.
Sir Lewis Cheddar. But no, he bit me, and then I was like, okay, but I still didn't.
Like, fuck you, Lewis.
No, I just said no, and Toffee and Keely went off, and he wouldn't let me move. He wouldn't let me come into he kept stepping in front of me, and he tried to bite me again.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I just stepped back outside the door, left my dog inside because I know she's fine. And I stepped outside the door and I called you. I'm like, when you coming home?
He's like passing you notes outside the door. I've got your dog.
Right.
Give me $20,000.
And you can have her back.
And a bunch of bones.
But you guys weren't very far away. So you showed up fairly quickly. The problem, and I knew this was going to happen, I was sitting on your front porch waiting for you to go in first. And I just was like, crap, there's going to be toys that Toffee can get to that she doesn't need to have.
Not only that, but our guest brought a cake, and
Yep.
my wife left the cake right on the edge of the counter.
On the edge of the counter.
Which she was very surprised that it survived.
Well, Toffee is tall enough to be able to reach your counters. I mean, she can jump up.
Yeah.
But she rarely does that anymore. She's not a jumper-upper on counters anymore. I think she's too top-heavy.
I figured they'd grab the cake. You hear the lock from the inside of the door.
Lock the door.
Yeah.
We got cake.
They're barking happy birthday.
Lighting candles.
Yeah.
Burning the house down. No, but yeah, when we did come in, Toffee actually had confiscated Lewis's toy, and you had to take it from her.
Well, so I'm a little surprised for a couple of things. First of all, I'm surprised that he did that because you've been here, 2 or 3 times, so he should know you by now.
But there's reasons.
He's a little startled.
Yeah.
But still, I just and plus he's doing so much better. He hasn't been very bitey. I think he's doing a lot better. So I was a little surprised that it happened.
He's not used to somebody that isn't you or your wife walking in the door.
But when you brought your dog, I feel that to me just should have said, I know this dog. I mean, he loves your dog.
Yeah, they love each other. Like, Toffee adjusts her play style with him, and it's actually she's a little rougher with him than she is with Keeley.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny.
Well, he's a younger dog, so he likes to play rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, he just forgot who I was. And I did have sunglasses on.
That's probably a big thing. Yeah.
That's probably part of it.
Well, when our guest came over, she was wearing a mask, and he got a little freaked out about it.
Yeah.
So I think he didn't recognize the face, Mm-hmm. So here's my suggestion to you. If you say his name a lot, especially in a higher voice,
like a high pitch.
I'm like, Lewis, and he immediately his tail starts going.
Right.
Almost like a party. So
right.
if you come over, I think the no, which you need to do, but that might have added to being startled.
I did both. That's the thing, is I was stern when it didn't stop, because at first I tried the high pitched,
yes.
Hi Lewis, hi, and it just didn't stop.
I just say his name, and then the other thing is, and this is difficult. It doesn't always work. It's kind of difficult though. Is hand movements way above his head freak him out. If you get low, and put your hands really low to him, now don't do it right in front of his face,
because he'll bite you.
he might. But if you put it and then kind of, sometimes I'll clap my hands and I'll be like, Lewis, come here, Lewis, and let him come up and sniff your hands, and your hands are down below, and he doesn't get quite as freaked out. And then he's just like, okay, she's cool.
Yeah.
But that's just next time.
Options
I just
for next
be careful
time.
For a little while. I mean, he's done so well, and I think we've talked about it. It's like in just a few months he's going to be perfect.
I hope so.
Just getting used to it.
Yeah, this bite that he gave me, it's on the back of my thigh, and
no one's bitten you in the back of the thigh before
in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't normally mind a little nibble on the back of the thigh. Anyways, I digress. So he bit me on the back of the thigh, and your wife was nice enough to clean it up and put a bandage on it for me. I just have to keep an eye on it, because
you get rabies.
You could get, well, he doesn't have rabies.
You don't know that. We don't know. He's not been tested.
I don't think he has rabies. But
he's got to go for the Pfizer rabies test in a couple of months.
He is a dog, and he has bacteria in his mouth that, when introduced to a human flesh wound, is not necessarily good. So basically, I read up on it, because remember, Toffee bit me on my thumb quite deeply, and it bled quite a bit. Now, this one did not. It did break the skin a little bit, but it didn't drip blood or anything.
So one of the things I found out about Lewis's bites, now, if you try to take his toys, man, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But a lot of times he'll do threatening stuff, and he doesn't really bite you. He acts like he is, but he kind of pushes you with his nose and
he's
snaps.
done that once.
Yeah,
and he
that's
did
sort
that.
of his back off thing.
Yeah.
He's like giving you a warning. It's like a warning shot.
That was what he did the second time before I finally walked out
do
the
that
door.
First, Lewis.
Do that first.
And
then I'll walk out the door.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't know.
Yeah. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and it should be fine.
Now, what if you start growing a lot of hair and howling at the moon?
I will sue you.
Have you seen American Werewolf in London?
Yes.
You know, what was it? Stay away from the moors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay to the road. Stay away from the moors.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that he was attacked and they didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden,
I think that if I were suddenly a werewolf,
do you believe in werewolves?
Maybe.
Really?
There are some weird things.
What do you?
Out there.
What do you believe? Of all of those kind of legendary creatures, which ones do you think there's a good chance actually exist?
So when you say legendary creatures, you're talking what, like minotaurs?
Bigfoot? Loch Ness Monster?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say UFOs or whatever, but
Kraken?
I mean, just,
The Kraken?
Well, this animals that people say they have seen and you know, they haven't been documented.
Yeah.
Which do you think of those might actually exist, or do you? I don't know.
I don't think that there's a Bigfoot or a Yeti.
What do you think it is? A bear? People say they have seen things.
Yeah, it's quite possibly a bear. Mm-hmm. Maybe even just a black bear, because they're a little bit smaller. Now, if you see a grizzly stand up, that's gonna. In your brain, there's this huge giant creature in front of you. Like, they're gigantic, right? Black bears are not as big.
Right. They still kill you.
They'll kill you in a heartbeat. But I don't know about Bigfoot. Now, when it comes to like Loch Ness, I kind of do believe that maybe, because here's the thing, is sea creatures, lake creatures, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
You can't see what's down there. You know?
Right.
And just because you have never seen it or documented it or got an actual photo of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay.
I am one of those people who you don't have to see it to believe it. Like if you're trying to convince me of something that's going to cause me harm or something like that, then I need to see it to believe it. But I don't have a problem believing that there are lake creatures and sea creatures like that. I used to have nightmares, actually, about sea creatures under the ocean.
Yeah.
And we know that there are like giant squids.
There are sea creatures under the ocean for sure.
And you know, we know that things have been washing up on shores and we're like, what is that?
Right.
You know? So just because we haven't documented it, got all the science behind it, I mean, we haven't reached, I don't believe, the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean yet.
Right.
At least not, you know, enough to study it in full. So we don't know.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't believe in Loch Ness Monster, but I tend to think that there's something to the Yeti or the Bigfoot.
Really?
Maybe. And I'm not saying, you know, I just think that people are like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a bear. Is it a missing link? Maybe. It seems to be, it walks upright. It seems to be a little more intelligent. I don't know, but I think that there might be something there. And then, and I can't think of the name right now. You might have to look it up. There's like a hog creature that in the South. What is that hog creature? It's like a wild hog or some kind of monster.
No, you're talking about Chupacabra?
Yeah.
That's not a hog monster.
What is it?
It's like a wolf, like with no fur.
Oh, like a naked wolf.
A naked wolf.
Really?
And it kills like sheep and stuff like that.
And people.
And
from
people.
The legend says. Okay.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Chupacabra?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I'll look it up. But yeah, what do you think of that? You think that's a thing?
I think it's so here's the interesting thing is those legends usually survive in places where there's no possible way anything can be proven.
Right.
And then if you have something that can prove it, all of a sudden they start disappearing.
I had it backwards. It's not Chupacabra. It's
Kubra Chopra.
No, it's Chupacabra.
It's Stanley Kubrick. That's what it is.
It's Stanley Kubrick.
I gotcha.
No, it's Chupacabra.
Yeah.
And let me put my glasses on. We say that a lot on this show.
What? Chupacabra?
Let me put my glasses on. So yeah, it's like a wolf with no fur, but it's got like a little hair on its back.
See, it could be
they call it a goat sucker. That's what chupacabra means, is goat
I used to
sucker.
call my ex-wife.
Yeah.
I feel like that it's based on something real, and it's probably like an old mangy dog or something that comes around the farm and kills the goats and chickens or whatever. Maybe like an old coyote or a wolf or something. That's what I think. I don't think it's like, and it's if it's got the mane, you're just not gonna have a lot of hair.
Yeah, I mean, what it says here is that basically it started in Puerto Rico. Eight sheep were discovered dead. Mm-hmm. They had puncture wounds to their chest area, and they were drained of blood.
That's totally the same way Jennifer Lopez started.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what the legend says.
That's the legend.
And now she's working on Ben again.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Have you seen his chest? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's working on him.
Mm-hmm.
But wow. Anyways,
the Trooper Lopez.
So some people think it was like a satanic cult or something like that, because they're not this creature or these humans being stupid or whatever it is, aren't eating the animals. They're drinking the animals' blood.
Kind of the same thing.
They're not eating the flesh of the animal.
Not eating the body.
Nope, they're leaving it alone. So it's not like it's a starving animal that's out there, because it's just drinking the blood.
Okay. It's like a vampire dog.
Vampire dog.
Okay.
There you go. Let's call it that.
I think that's based on reality. I think the Bigfoot's based on reality. I think Loch Ness Monster is a log. I think it's a mistaken identity. I mean, I don't think it's real.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, I'll tell you, my fear of water has developed over time. When I was little, I would jump right in, right? No problem. Ocean, lake, didn't matter. River, whatever.
Yeah.
As I got a little bit older, I always needed to put my feet in the water. I always wanted my feet in the water, but I didn't necessarily need to go swimming in the water.
Yeah.
And now just looking at images of water starts to cause me anxiety.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. I haven't swam at a beach since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I mean I never go to a lake or anything like that. But I love pools. And that's the thing. If you've got a swimming pool,
I'll do a swimming pool.
Why do you need to go swimming anywhere else?
Well, there's other things to do when you go to the lake or go to the ocean, not just swim. And sometimes you just want to get away from your house.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun listening to the ocean and walking it and all that kind of stuff. But I just, surfers, they're crazy.
They are crazy. Surfers are crazy.
It's daredevil sport, but it's just like you're in someone else's house, basically.
Yeah.
And you get eaten by a shark. It's like, no, you can't complain. You're in their place. You're in their domain.
Yeah. If you walk into my house, I might eat you too.
Just like what Lewis did to your leg.
Exactly.
It's
like, Lewis's house.
It's like, look, you're a surfer as far as I'm concerned. Surfing into my house, and I'm biting you.
And I'm now biting you.
That's how it works.
So I have a limited days of the week for you. You want to hear those?
Oh, yeah.
My little thing that I do with
your
the
little
days
thing,
of the...
sure.
I have a little thing. Wow. All right. So Monday, today, if you're listening on Monday the 24th, is National Aviation Mechanical Technician Day.
Oh, wow. They have their own day.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I had a friend who was what they call an A&P mechanic, and she used to work on 747 engines. And
was she military?
No.
I feel like that's a job that military people do. You go and you learn in the military, and then you retire from military and you go to...
Nope. She went to school. She learned how to do it. That's what she did.
She just likes planes.
She just likes planes. Huh. Now, I tell you, I remember the first time I had to put her on a plane to go see her dad. I had to make sure she had her bunny. She was in tears. I mean, she was so afraid of flying. But she loved to work on the mechanics of a plane.
Put down the bunny.
Now, what's funnier than that is after that time, me putting her on the plane in tears, she decided she went back to school and she became what's called the flight engineer.
So you inspired
I doubt it was me.
Yeah, well.
Just being around planes inspired her. But she went
But
on.
But you encouraged her to be on around a plane.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she went on to be a flight engineer for a cargo airline. And I don't know how many planes you've been on. I've been on hundreds. But two. But I'll tell you what, passenger planes go around weather. Mm-hmm. Cargo planes don't.
Right.
They just go straight through it. Like
FedEx. That's how Tom Hanks got on that island.
You're right. Mm-hmm. That's also true.
Flying right through it.
Wind shear is like she would just call it out. It's coming up, wind shear, and then they would just drop 1,000 feet. Just and she was fine with it. I'm like, I've been in a plane over the winds over Hawaii in May, mm-hmm. which are the trade winds that come through there, and my plane has dipped 1,000 feet once, and I literally came up out of my chair. And I think my husband at the time started crying. Mm-hmm. It is not a fun experience.
I would soil my britches.
Yeah, it's mm-hmm. not a fun experience. I think there was literally sweat pouring out of his palms. But she's just over it now. That's what she does. Blew me away. Such a development. Anyways, sorry, I went on for a bit there. So that's National Aviation Mechanical Technician Day. It's also Brothers Day.
Okay.
And that's Monday, Brothers Day. If any of you out there have brothers, talk to them on Monday. Okay, Tuesday, the 25th. Ooh, I like this one. It's National Wine Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wine.
I already told your wife. It's also, this is a fun one. It's Towel Day.
Towel Day. Towels have their own day.
Yes, and here's it. Okay, so it's observed annually by fans of Douglas Adams.
Okay.
Towel Day commemorates the work of the author most known for his series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I haven't read that since I was in college, so it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. First and foremost, it's important to note for those who are unfamiliar with Douglas Adams, according to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a towel is about the most massively useful thing an interstellar hitchhiker can have.
Okay.
Is a towel.
Here's something.
What?
Little factoid about myself.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I can only use a white towel.
I know that. I knew that
mm-hmm.
because I lived with you.
Yeah, I only can use a white towel.
It's a
I've
weird
tried.
neurosis.
I would like to. No, it's not a neurosis. It's just that if I use and I don't know what it is, but it's been proven over and over and over. If I use a color towel, by day 2, the towel smells horrible. It's like my body and the dye in a towel interact, and it's not pleasant. And then if you get a white towel, then I can use it for, a few days. Yeah.
It's so weird.
I don't know why.
All we had in the house were white towels.
And every relationship I've ever been in, they're like, that's silly. And then they don't believe it. And then it's just like, oh, okay, I see now. That works.
I think I just trusted you.
Yeah.
I don't think I made you use a colored towel.
But, when you get married, they're just like, oh, we've got these for these great red towels for our anniversary or our wedding. Let's use those. And I'm like, no, I got to have a white one. They're like, no, we'll put this up. Okay, I'm warning you.
Did your current wife have to figure it out the hard way?
At one point, yes.
Really?
Yeah. And then finally she was just like, okay, whatever you want to use.
It's you.
I'll use all the great towels.
Yeah, you're the
wedding
one.
Towels are now mine.
You're the one wiping your body with this thing.
Yeah.
You choose you. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, Towel Day. That's fun. Now, Wednesday, I don't have a whole lot more interesting stuff. This is going to be a boring week, folks.
Really?
Yeah, but Wednesday is National Paper Airplane Day. When's the last time you made a paper airplane?
It's been quite a while.
Do you remember how?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I don't think I do.
National,
we'll have to test it.
Paper Aviator Repairmen Day. I wonder if there's like paper, if those guys are paper. They're made of paper.
Possibly.
Could be, I don't know.
Made of paper. The following day is National Grape Popsicle Day.
Ah,
you like grape?
It's like my favorite popsicle.
Mm-hmm.
It was the grape. It's still so. I think it's Dole that actually makes grape juice popsicles. Dang, they're just so good.
Now you want one, don't you?
Yes. Grape pop. What day is that?
That would be the 26th, which is Wednesday.
Celebrating on that day.
Yes, go get you some grape popsicles.
Grape popsicle. Okay.
All right. So the 27th. No, I'm sorry. That's the 27th, which is Thursday.
What, grape popsicle?
Yeah. Hold on.
You told me to screw up on my days.
I can't count. Okay, so the 24th is Monday, 25th is Tuesday. That's Towel Day. The 26th is Paper Airplane Day. That's Wednesday. So Thursday, the 27th, is National Grape Popsicle Day.
Getting one.
Do it. The 28th
Have
is...
you ever wondered why they don't make grape ice cream? I've never understood.
Me either.
It's one of the few flavors
You can't find ice cream.
Grape ice cream. Every once in a while, I'll go into an ice cream store. Sometimes Baskin Robbins will just like, oh, today we're going to try this grape flavor. And maybe it's because it doesn't sell or something. But it's like you never can just walk in and find grape ice cream. You can't go to the store and
Not
find
at a
grape
grocery
ice cream.
store.
It just doesn't
Nope,
exist.
it doesn't happen.
It seems like it would be so good.
You can get mango. You can get dark cherry.
Everything
you can
in
get
the world,
raspberry, lemon.
no grape.
No grape. Why?
I don't know. You can get grape popsicle.
Maybe it's difficult.
I just wonder the process. Maybe it curdles the milk or something. I don't know. But you can't get grape ice cream.
Because they're using all the grapes for the wine.
The wine and the popsicles.
That's what it is. Yeah. So the Friday is National Don't Fry Day.
Okay.
It's always the last Friday before Memorial Day.
I'm trying not to fry.
I'm trying not to fry as well.
Yeah. My blood's too fat, so I'm backing off of that stuff.
Yeah, because you could fry. It gets hot enough here
Yeah.
that your blood could just fry.
No, I'm trying to, I've lost almost 10 pounds.
I'm super excited about that.
I have. I've lost almost 10 pounds, and my blood pressure. Now today, my blood pressure was a little high, but
Mine was too.
like 3 days in a row is the lowest blood pressure I've had in a long time. So it's working. It's happening. It's doing
So,
well.
okay, my blood pressure today was doing something wonky.
Maybe today's National High Blood Pressure Day.
Possibly.
All blood pressure
goes up today.
Raised. Yes.
Yeah, and my heart was pounding.
You were in love.
No,
People will say you're in love.
but I'm not.
You anticipated a bite on your thigh?
That must have been it. I knew that I would get bitten on the thigh. Yeah.
Thigh bite.
Yeah. So the Friday before Memorial Day is National Don't Fry Day.
Okay, don't fry people.
Nope, don't fry. Saturday, this is ridiculous, National Paperclip Day.
Why don't they have the paper airplane and the paperclip day at the same time?
Would you ever fly a paper airplane with paper clips on it?
Yeah, it did.
You did?
Put it on the nose and it kind
Uh-huh.
of weights it a little bit. Sure. Yeah.
You know, my favorite paper airplane was one that they threw in Harry Potter, threw it through class. I think it was Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, that was it. Because then Dolores Umbridge just waved her little wand and burned it.
Oh.
Yeah, she was not a nice person.
I'm trying to think. There were a couple of movies. I don't think it's Forrest Gump. One where somebody throws a paper airplane and then it flies and you follow it for a long distance and then it lands somewhere. Do you remember that? There's like a couple movies where that happens.
Well, Forrest Gump did that with a
the
feather.
yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of if that happened with a airplane too, but I've seen a movie or two where that happened, where you follow the paper airplane for quite some while.
Well, you do follow the paper airplane in that Harry Potter movie that
Okay.
I mentioned, but just through the classroom. It doesn't like go for like over a city or anything like that. What's the paper that Pixar short? I think I'm not going to remember. Anyways, there is a Pixar short that has to do with paper airplane, and it does fly through the city.
The great paper airplane scene in Monty Python Holy Grail, where the prince who is stuck, he's being held hostage at the top of the castle, and he writes a help note and forms a paper airplane, throws it out, and I think it's Sir Galahad. It may not be. Decides to come to the rescue. I believe it's John Cleese, and so he kills half the people to come up to the top. He thought it was a princess, but it's really the prince. And
It's
he's
the
like,
prince.
"Oops, sorry."
Oops, you can stay. You're fine. Yeah, that's good times. Sunday, this is a big one. National Creativity Day.
That's a little too obscure.
I think it's very obscure. They should have like National Acrylic Painting Day.
Yeah, let's be more specific.
Or
people.
National Beaded Jewelry Day.
Everybody's creative every day, so that's every day.
Yeah. So if there's something creative that you have done in the past, and you've kind of set it down for a little while and walked away from it, I know I have. Sunday would be a good day to just pick it back up.
Okay, do it.
That's all I got.
Do that stuff.
Do it. Be creative.
So
Work your brain.
I had an experience this week I'm going to tell you about. Terrifying.
You said on a text to me, you were like, do you want to know the definition of fear? And then I said, sure. And you never got back to me.
No, you didn't say sure.
I said, maybe.
Well, that's maybe. Then you don't get it.
Fuck off then.
Very non-committal. I don't even know if you said maybe. You said something
did.
else.
I will show it to you.
I think you used a different word.
No, it's right here.
I want to know. Maybe question mark. So that's just like, I don't know.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Okay, so you got don't.
I got don't. All right.
All right, so this happened.
Oh, what happened?
Well, okay, little background first. I'm opening an art gallery.
Yes.
And this is kind of some of this, let's just say some of this is between you and me. Don't let this out.
Don't let anybody at the podcast know.
Right.
Okay.
Some of the things I'm talking about, private, just between you and me. And,
okay.
And really, it's nothing illegal.
Okay.
All right. So, you got to start a business. It takes forever. Mm-hmm. So I have an LLC, which is a name for my LLC. The LLC is the way the business is set up. It's kind of like a corporation, but it's much smaller. It's for individuals mostly. So, but I let that lapse because I didn't use it. I didn't need it for anything. So it's just been sitting there, and I thought, okay, I want to reinstitute it. Mm-hmm. I want to unlapse it.
Right.
So I had to go to the state of Georgia, and I had to say I want to use my LLC name for my business, and so I send it to them, and I wait, and so I didn't hear from them for a while, and I call, and they're like, well, it could take up to 30 days, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I have to wait, and so 30 days passed, I still hadn't heard from them, so I call back, and they're like, well, actually, you filled it out wrong.
Oh, great.
I was like, thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
So they tell me what I need to do, and I had to do it, and then I had to wait another 28 days, 30 days, whatever. So that's 2 months of waiting. I have a space where I'm putting a gallery. I can't just sit on that space for 2 months. I've got to do work on the space. So I decide I'm going to go ahead and start doing work on the gallery. I'm not doing business in it yet.
Right.
No customers. So I don't really need a business license. So I'm going to just start getting it ready, get the space ready, clean it up, paint it, do what I need to do to get an art gallery going. I had to build some walls inside the gallery that I'm going to hang paintings on.
Yes.
And I was a little stressed about that. I was like, is that allowed? Am I allowed to build walls inside of the gallery? I don't know. Really.
Now let's be clear. They're not walls that go all the way to the ceiling.
They're not. They're display walls.
Yes.
But I don't know. So I talked to my landlord. He's like, they don't care. Just do it. And I was like, okay. So I just did it. Didn't really ask anybody's permission.
Right.
And then, during the course of the time, I just thought, I want to pull this, because it had ceiling tiles. And I was like, I want to pull these ceiling tiles out, make the ceiling taller, and make it look kind of industrial. So it took me a couple weeks. And I pulled out all of those ceiling tiles. So much crap, rat shit, and everything was up in there. Disgusting.
You were wearing a respirator.
Of course.
Okay.
It's fiberglass.
Yeah.
It's just nasty dust and everything, and pigeons and just crazy. There was like a little skeleton. I don't know what it was. It was either a squirrel or a rat up there.
Oh.
But just tons of poop everywhere.
Yeah.
So I had to clean all that up, and then once I was down, I had to do some spraying, black spraying of things. That took me another 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
it was just hard.
A lot to do.
A lot of messy, nasty
climbing
crap.
Of ladders and things. Yes,
but I didn't know if I was allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Because who do you ask? I don't have the business license yet. I don't go. And when you start a business and you're creating things, you're supposed to pull a permit. You're supposed to get a permit for any kind of work that you do. But there are some things that you can do that aren't permitted. That you don't have to have a permit for.
Right.
You could just do them because it's allowed. You know. So like if you want to paint in the building, you don't have to do a permit for that. You're painting in existing walls.
Now, didn't you also widen the door to the restroom?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So. Just over the course of a few months, I'm just doing little things here and there, trying to make things. Like in the restroom, we put in a new toilet. The old one was broken.
Yeah.
New toilet, new sink. Bars on the wall for people who need handicap accessibility. So we put that on there. I think we're allowed to do that. I don't know. We replaced the door on that. It was like an old crappy door. So we put a new door on it. All of that stuff happened in the 2 months I was waiting for this LLC thing to go through.
Okay.
All right.
Clear. So
this week, a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I am painting something. I don't remember what I was doing. I know what I was doing. I was working on some trim on these walls.
Putting up some molding.
And I look, and there's a dude standing in front of my door. The door, and it's locked. But I could see someone standing there. Well, I'm not open, but I'm like, why is that guy there? So, and it's like this little...
Maybe he's just curious.
He looks like Stanley Kubrick. You know, I mentioned Kubrick. He looks like a little Stanley Kubrick, just standing there.
A little Stanley.
And Stanley Kubrick was kind of little anyway. But anyway, he's knocking on the door, and I'm like, what is this guy? He's probably an artist. He wants to know.
Maybe.
Can I come in and show my work?
Sure. And you need art, so.
Yeah. So knocks on the door. I open it up. This guy says, "Yeah, I'm the building inspector."
Oh shit.
Of the city building inspector.
Oh my God.
That's what I did.
Oh my God.
In addition to pooping my britches,
right.
There was not only pigeon shit and rat shit up there. Now there's have
Rick
human.
Shit.
Yes.
There's Rick shit.
He said, someone reported that you're doing work in here that's not permitted.
Oh, shit.
That you're building walls and stuff. I mean...
Your heart dropped.
I almost had a heart attack. Because I just knew this guy was going to say, all of that stuff has to come down.
Yep.
And I've spent...
months,
but lots of money.
Yes.
Doing this, hiring people to do this. It's been because we wanted to be done right. So,
correct.
And it's been done right, and it's been done well.
It looks great.
So he said, "Can I come in?"
You're like, "No."
Well, for a second, I was like, "I'm pretty sure I can beat this guy up right here. I think I can take him."
And you're not even a fighter.
No, but I knew. But I was like, "All right, yeah, sure, come on in." And so here's the way I think about it. It's like, when you're driving down the street and you're doing the speed limit, but you see a cop.
Yes.
You immediately hit the brakes.
Well,
you slow down and you're like, and then you start looking
in your mirror.
Like, is he coming after me? It's like, you were going the speed limit. Why
would he be coming after you?
It's just the thing. And so I was freaking out, and I was just like, I haven't done anything wrong. Why am I freaking out? But there was a lot of stuff. I was like, I don't even know if this is right.
Or if it needed a permit. Yeah.
I'm about to find out.
Yes, you are.
So he's just like, someone said that you're building walls and all that. And so I was trying my best to be like, oh, no. We're just doing, we did a few. Here's what we've done. We painted here. And we did. And so and then he starts looking at the gallery walls. And that's where I'm just like, oh, God,
your
please,
heart is gone now.
Do not tell me I have to tear those down.
Oh, man. You put so much work into those and money.
Oh, yeah. And so he's looking at him. He's like, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, I see that these walls, they're not load-bearing walls, so they're fine.
Yes.
I was like, what? He said, they're just like furniture.
Wow.
That's what he said. He's like, they're just like furniture. And then he said, let me see. He starts walking around, and I said, yeah, now I pulled out the ceiling tile. That's one thing I have done. And he said, you can do that. That's no problem. And he starts looking around. And I said, now I am going to hire an electrician because the wiring that was up there was horrible. We're going to have that. And he said, you know what? We like people to make things safer, so that's good. If you're going to get up there and make it safer, more power to you. That's good. So he starts going through and looking at everything, every single thing he looks at. I'm just like, and I'm waiting for him to say, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, you're just on pins and needles waiting.
But everything he said was like, we could do it. And then, so the one thing we haven't done yet is the lighting. And he made some comment about you can't do some kind of lighting. And I was like, oh, crap. He said, you got to have a permit. So I thought he was talking about that. But then at the end, before he left, he was like, well, here's the thing. These existing lights, if you want to pull those out and put gallery lights up there, that doesn't have to be permitted. It's fine. And I was like, yeah. And so then I wanted to hug him. Instead of
First, you wanted to beat him up,
Yeah.
and then you wanted to hug him.
So I was like, well, make sure you come out to the gallery. And he starts looking around. And he goes, well, this doesn't look like my kind of art.
Oh, no.
And so I kicked his ass.
Nice. Nice. Because you had your art there.
No,
it's
man,
staged there.
I could not believe it. I was just totally relieved because, and that wasn't really an official building inspector thing. But he came in and everything. There was no problem.
I want to know who told him.
Well, he told me who it was, and it was so someone from his office. So my landlord told me what happened.
Okay.
A few rows or a few businesses down from me. Mm-hmm. Apparently, there's someone who has been operating for like 7 or 8 years, and that person has never had a business license. Ever.
Oh.
And they keep coming in and telling the person that they have to get a business license. Uh-huh. So somebody from that office came to talk to the person, and while they were up there, I don't know if they saw me doing some work or if they just passed by and saw that walls were being built. Mm-hmm. And so they saw walls being built. They didn't know how tall they were or anything like that.
Right.
But they knew something was going on. And you can't build the load-bearing walls, or you can't, so they came to inspect. And then it went well. Such a relief.
I bet you, after he left, I bet you locked that door and went and laid down. I would have needed a nap.
I left. I was totally done for the day, and I left. And what I felt like is, if you hear stories about people who do something that you barely missed being killed or something, like somebody cut you off in traffic, and it was like if it had been 2 more inches, they would have rammed right into me or something like that. And then hours later, you think about it, and then you freak out.
You feel the anxiety.
It's just like, oh my gosh, I almost died.
Exactly.
The same thing happens. After it was over, I was relieved, but then I just kept thinking, what would have happened if he had started saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, and everything had to come down.
And then your body finally lets that anxiety fill you up, and you're just like, but it didn't happen.
So it's really for 2 days, I felt like I felt that kind of anxiety, and then it's just a relief. So now everything is done pretty much in the gallery. I did get my LLC, all of that kind of stuff. Now I'm just waiting for the business license stuff to pass and go through, which could be a week. It could be 3 weeks. I don't know. But by a month at the longest, but they say it will be shorter than that, I should be able to get my business license. Once I get the business license, then the official building inspection happens, as well as a fire inspection.
Yeah.
But there was a business in there before me.
Right.
So they had passed the fire inspection. I haven't messed with anything, so I can't imagine that it wouldn't pass.
Now, you did say, if I remember correctly, that building does not have a sprinkler system.
I don't think it has to.
But you have fire hydrants and not hydrants.
Extinguishers.
Extinguishers,
you will, and that's what the fire guy will say is every few feet, and I can't remember the feet, 16 feet or something like that, has to have a fire hydrant. So
extinguisher.
Extinguisher, that's correct. And so I will have to put them throughout the building.
And they will have to be inspected annually. Yep.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
So I feel better. But
that's exciting.
Man, that just freaked me out.
You just reminded me.
It's like when you, and I'm not saying I've ever done this, but it's like if you're growing pot in your basement and there's a knock on the door and there's a cop standing there.
You worry a
You're
little
just
bit.
like, hi, officer.
Yeah.
No, nothing's going on. Oh, you have a heat sensitivity thing in a helicopter? No.
I don't even have a basement.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What basement?
Come in and sit down here next to this sharp thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, yeah. So you reminded me just now of something I hadn't thought about in years. My second husband, we were up hiking around, not really hiking, but we had pulled over off of the highway in Alaska, and we were up kind of just walking around looking, at stuff, and we were up kind of high over the highway, and there was no you really weren't supposed to be up there, and there was no fence or gate or anything to keep you from falling over.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I wasn't getting anywhere near the edge because I'm deathly afraid of heights.
Right.
He, on the other hand, went and like walked around almost like on the slope, on the down slope.
Ooh.
And then he stopped and he came back over and he goes, you ever do something really stupid and then think what would have happened if? I was like, no, but you just did. I mean, right over the highway, he would have fallen to his death.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No, it scared me.
Yeah, so many things like that you do, and then later you're like, ooh.
Mm-hmm. I have dreams.
That could have not ended well at all.
I have nightmares where I'm like in a situation, whatever the situation might be, like I just got into a car with a stranger or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course my brain goes, oh, I just fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just fucked up. And I can't get out of it. And that's one of my biggest anxiety dreams right there.
Well, and everything ended well, and I wouldn't. And so, this is kind of cool. We were out the other night down in Decatur Square, in Decatur, and there was a dude down there playing trumpet. They were doing jazz. So had a guy on keyboard, and this guy was playing trumpet. Man, it sounded really good. Mm-hmm. And then he would stop playing trumpet and actually sing.
Oh, wow.
Like jazz standards.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just those two guys. It was really cool. And so I said, I'm opening a gallery. Would you come and sing? And he was like, yeah. So I think we're going to have like regular sort of music nights every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, people like, I don't know how we're going to work it out. It's sort of a small space, but we can accommodate that. And so.
And then put out some like wine and cheese.
Exactly.
And stuff. Now, I wonder though, with like gallery openings and wine and cheese nights, do you need a liquor license?
Don't need a liquor license. We've checked on it. If you are pouring wine or letting people pour the wine, whatever, we do have to check IDs. So it's like people buying tickets or getting tickets that we check the IDs or whatever. We'll have to find that out as we go, but.
Yeah, don't screw that one up.
No. We don't have a liquor license, so we can't serve liquor like a bar.
Right.
But for a special event, and we have already checked on it, we're allowed to do it. But we will check and really make sure that we do what we're supposed to the letter.
Nice.
But yeah, that'd be fun, and have a little music and art and all that kind of stuff.
You know, I was going to a gallery opening. I was going to meet a friend at a gallery opening, and this was in Cookeville, Tennessee. And I forgot the hour difference between Chattanooga and Cookeville because Cookeville is not Eastern time.
Right.
It's so weird.
Right.
But I completely forgot. So I was racing to get there. And, of course, I got there an hour early. So I walked up to the gallery, and the owner of the gallery was like, "Oh, it's an hour different." And then we figured it out, and I laughed. And she's like, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "Well, nothing. I'm supposed to be meeting a friend here." She goes, "Why don't you just come in?" And I helped her set up all the food and the wine and everything.
Did she pay you?
No. But I don't think she charged me either.
All right, so we've hinted at this, and I'm going to talk about this, although we're not really actually putting anything, like setting anything, like, exact. But I have this idea, and this is what I want to do at some point, is I want to have regular live taping, live recordings, whatever, of the podcast.
Yeah.
And do like special midnight shows. We may not do midnight, but late shows.
I'm too old for midnight.
Everybody's saying that, so we might not want to do that. But after the gallery's closed, and we might do
so like a 9 o'clock thing,
something like that. And here's what'll be fun: is we'll do live beer review, and then we'll have enough beer for
everybody.
So everybody can do the live beer review with us.
That'll be so much fun,
and they can watch us do the show live.
That'll be fun.
We might do a video, and we can do just the regular audio.
And even if we just have, a few people.
I'm thinking maybe 10, and we'll just limit it to just a few people.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many. I don't even know what our audience is in Atlanta.
I don't either.
We may not even have 10 people.
But maybe we'll get a bigger audience by advertising those live tapings.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then, we'll get a guest. Well, on those nights, we'll have guests. And it'll just be fun. We'll just sit around. We'll have a live audience. People can interact or whatever. And try the beer with us. So I kind of feel like that's something I want to try to figure out a way to do in the gallery. So
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
And I hope that any listeners that we have in Atlanta would be excited to come and maybe bring a friend.
Yeah, so we did a post. I need to talk to you about this too. We did a post a few weeks ago, and more people responded to that post than anything that I've ever posted. And I mean, there was probably 20 people, and I was just like, I don't recognize
any of these people.
I was like, who are these people? And I was like, that's our listeners that we don't know about. They're our secret listeners, and they just joined in and start chatting.
Possibly. Also,
I choose to believe that.
Okay, that's a good thought process. Let's go with that.
But I mean, as far as we get downloads, we don't know who all's downloading it.
Right.
So we have so many downloads each show, each month, or whatever, and that kind of goes on forever. But we don't know who these
we don't
people
know
are.
who most
and we
of
don't
these people
know.
are.
So if you were in Atlanta area, I would say 2 hours from Atlanta or whatever, and you feel like that you would do this, that you would come out and see a live recording of our podcast
at a gallery.
You're not committing. We just would like to know if you would be interested in doing that, maybe having a beer with us or something. thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Drop us a line and tell us if that's something you would do.
If it's even something that you would consider coming to.
I would just like to know.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Same.
If you would not, you could still drop us a line at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us how you heard the show. If you downloaded the show from any podcast place, and you probably did, leave us a review, leave us a rating, please. It does help us.
It does
show up in wherever that you download the podcast.
Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook. You can be our friend. You can join the Disaster Baiter group on Facebook.
Yes.
What else? Twitter, we're there.
You're
Instagram,
there. Instagram, we're both kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we have a presence there. So if that's how you'd prefer to hit us up, if say you don't have a Facebook or you don't want to email us, that's fine too.
Yep.
You can hit us up there.
All the shows are on YouTube. We do have a video of last week's show that we were going to put up, and it hasn't been processed, but it's almost ready, and we will put it up this week. It'll be a special thing.
And remember, if you listen to last week's podcast, you will know that because this is an epic disaster, we forgot to turn the video on about 15 minutes into the show.
I'm not sure why you keep mentioning that.
Because it was you that did it, and I like to tease you about it.
Let's talk about this beer.
Let's do it. I liked it.
Did you?
I drank it all.
Okay.
It's
Tusker?
Tusker.
Tuscaloosa?
It's from Kenya.
Kenya?
Yeah, it's got elephant on the front.
All right.
It's imported, clearly.
Let's say you were going to give this a number between 1 and 5, ranking the beer. What would you say?
I'm going to say a 3.
A 3.
It is a nice, kind of subtly flavored, regular old lager.
Yeah. I'm giving it a 2.
Oh.
It wasn't my favorite, but
okay.
It wasn't awful. I've had beers that were awful. It wasn't awful. Just your basic beer. The flavor of it wasn't quite for me. It's very earthy.
Yeah.
That doesn't have sweetness in it. It doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's the yeast or something that gives it that kind of lively taste. I don't know what it is, but it was a little.
See, I would have thought this would have been
underplayed for me.
Up your alley.
I did too. I thought when I first got it, I was like, I'm going to love this beer. But the taste didn't move up for me.
It didn't do anything for you.
No, it was a little
Nothing
too
special.
earthy, kind of laid back. It's okay. I think this is a good food beer,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
So, I'll give it a 2.
Alrighty then.
Not the worst beer.
Not the best.
Is that it? Are we done? Did we do a
done.
show? We
We
did an entire show.
Whole show.
Again, thanks everybody for listening. We do hope that you'll come back. We try to do this. We've been doing the show for how long? 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years.
As long as I
years.
can remember.
So we don't get paid. We don't ask you to pay us. We don't ask you to do anything really. And,
except listen.
Listen is what that's why we do this.
And interact with us if you want to.
We that does help.
Yeah. Because we like to hear from you.
So please, and then come back every Monday. New show every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And just like this one, you will be able to hear us next Monday.
We'll be here.
All right. We'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.